from the Niger Delta region. And if that be the case, then the people of the Niger Delta, particularly the women of the Niger Delta, are interested in what is good for the women of the Niger Delta. When the Niger Delta woman can cook, her son, her father-in-law, her neighbor, everybody gets to eat. So it is very important that women are empowered. Yes, I agree. We must, the people of the Niger Delta region must join to build the Niger Delta together. It is very important that the people of the Niger Delta begin to actually show and mean, not just project, that we are one people, diverse, yes, colorful, yes, speaking different languages, yes, but we understand the same pain and we feel the same pain. We're talking about protests. If we're talking about protests and we're concerned, I'm not too far from that concern. The reason why I'm not too far from that concern is because everybody in the Niger Delta is not a Niger Delta. So when the protest is going on, I'm not very sure that it is actually blue-blooded Niger Delta people that are actually protesting. I want to speak directly to the government and say to the government that the people of the Niger Delta region, especially speaking as a woman on behalf of the women, are asking for constructive dialogue so that we can build our Niger Delta region, Mr. President. I've heard so many wonderful things said, and I'm not disagreeing with them, but I want them to be more wonderful, so that we can actually, in the next, between now and between 2027, that we can actually see the results of what we're talking about here today. The women of the Niger Delta are not antagonistic. We do not mean to be antagonistic, but we cannot run away from the fact that we must discuss oppression and get rid of oppression. We must discuss the fact with the president on the table that the Niger Delta needs to be cleaned up. We need to people that are buying up the assets that is in our land, that is polluting our land, that continues to pollute our land. Who are they? A few years ago, there was a blow-up in Bayelsa by a home company. And today, at any given time, 4 to 5 different ships anchored off the ocean, taking oil into those ships. They do not belong to the Niger Delta people who own those things. And when it comes to stopping oil theft, I'm asking, who are the people really that are the oil thieves? They are not in my creeks. The people in my creeks are just part, the very last end of this. If the president wants, if he doesn't know, I will be willing to re-explain to him the way I did to Yaradua on behalf of the people. The coastal road, please, Mr. President, the coastal road has started from the southwest. Can we also have it starting in the south-south? So that as jobs are created in the southwest for the coastal road that belongs to all of us eventually, that my people will also begin to benefit. And let us also start it from the end, so that by 2027 we will have a meeting point where the people will surely know that we do have a president, as we are told, that have a listening ear and is doing so much. And the 1 extra trillion naira is naira for intervention. It's not for building the East-West Road. It's not. It's for intervention. We will not take up the responsibility of federal government from our own pocket. And we will not be encouraged to borrow in the name of Nddc. We will not be encouraged to borrow in the name of Nddc because we are struggling with what the federal government, that the suffering of our people today is not brought on by this present government. Very quickly before I stop, somebody came to my gate. I didn't see the person. I'm also looking for how I will also eat. I didn't see the person. But the message I got, please tell mommy, say, anything where they chop remain, make she put them for bag. Make them send them to gate. I don't want disturber. I was not able to eat for some days. We have a situation where the federal government must consider allowing us to do what we need to do for our people immediately. Our people in the boat for 2-3 hours. We want floating hospitals that will be provided for from the funds that is coming from the Niger Delta oil. I do not see the issue of oil going to Mr. A or Mr. B as a situation that is so critical. This is a cabal. This is a business. If oil is being sold for $1, why should you not buy it for $1? Why? Now, when we talk about illness, recently I know of a young man that ended up in teaching hospital. And I'm just showing you how bad the situation is. Mr. Senate President, you're my brother, you're my friend. We've worked together, you and I, during Jonathan's time. I'm surprised we're not yet able to work together, but hopefully we will. I know of a young man, for the sake of Niger Delta, I know of a young man who ended up in UPTH. And between 24 hours, this young man died from the incompetence of a federal government hospital. He was on oxygen and he was being moved to another place in the hospital, UPTH here. And a nurse seized the regulator on the oxygen cylinder. What was that? Because the regulator not supposed to live here, go the 4th floor. And this is a teaching hospital in Rivers State, in Niger Delta. So, Mr. President, this is happening all over the Niger Delta. Women are dying in Kola, in Soku, because they cannot get to a hospital quick enough for placenta previa intervention. Young men are dying because their blood sugar is so high or so low, or high blood pressure is high or so low, and they cannot get from Kola 2.5 hours away by boat. The Niger Delta is the most difficult place to improve and to build. Therefore, the money that is coming from the Niger Delta should no longer be for intervention. It should be for building the Niger Delta so that we will live. We have a right to live. We cannot die so that other people will live. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That was the Amazon of the Niger Delta, Ann Kilbriggs. Please let's put our hands together for her. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, would like to please plead with you to stick to the 2 minutes for goodwill messages, as time is fast spent. May I now invite to give the next goodwill message, Chief Dennis Otwaro, PhD, Administrator, Presidential Amnesty Program.
Okay.
Your Excellency, the Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Your Excellency, the Deputy Speaker, the Federal House of Representatives, my MD and INES, the Niger Delta Development Commission, my Chairman, the Niger Delta Development Commission, my Royal Majesty's Highness, and our Father, India Bali. Taro Kurukuru, Bio Kurukuru, and my brother, the Ologochera of Warri Kingdom, my Niger Delta youths, my mothers, it's on. It's on. Asawana, today, mine is very small, very brief. First and foremost, I'm a student of the MD Nddc, and when he started, he took me along. I started with him, and since then, I know that this is the right person for the job, and he supported me. From there, I moved to the amnesty, and today I'm with my youth. Why I'm here today is for the youth. The government of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is youth government, especially the Niger Delta. In the Presidential Amnesty Program, when I came in, we started our stakeholder workshops and conferences. And all the youth in the Niger Delta, all, they know that this is time for youth. And anytime it's all.
It's not all.
It's all because after the agitators, after the ex-agitators, you people are part of the program.
It's not all now. Now everybody do amnesty.
Yes.
Everybody do amnesty. No, talk to you one talk about that.
Yes. After the ex-agitators, you people are part of this program too. And that is what I've been saying time without number. So, if you said you are not a camp owner, that is not the problem. The program goes beyond camp owners. It goes beyond camp owners, and all camp people like Boki and you are here now. You're a camp owner before you are in the program. So don't be jealous of your brothers. Don't be jealous of your brothers. Yes. So this year in the amnesty program, on our own, we have a program to empower 1,050 of our youth that have been engaged before. a very short one. And in your education, we are going to give scholarship to 500 Niger Delta beneficiaries of the Presidential Nddc program. Then as for the women that are protesting, the mothers, you are our priority. After this conference, my next conference is with the women. I know that they are protesting because the stakeholder meeting for the agitators is for only men. But so the women, I'm coming for you. And in your own program, we will hold the meeting. Only you will tell me what you want. I will not impose any project on you people. And it's going to cut across all the states of the Niger Delta. So it's time for us at this time to own the present administration, support the president, and anybody that wants to protest, just like what the deputy speaker said, we should stay aside and watch. But those of us that are saying that no to protest, I know nearly everybody in this hall, by the grace of God, we know that the president means well, and those problems did not start from him. And the reforms that are ongoing, what we need is patience. Nobody can force Nigeria to go back to the old ways again. The old ways of doing things are over, so we need patience for those reforms to materialize. And as for our MD and the management of the Nddc, I thank you for the laudable project. I thank you for even the interventions that are going on, especially on your scholarship and the youth internship program. And we, at the Amnesty program, we are also willing to partner with you because we have the human resources that are already trained. From our books, we already have about 10,000 youths that are already engaged, men and women. They have been engaged in various trades, but what we want to do is to empower them, to engage them. Those that need funding will fund their business. But in carrying that audit, we'll still meet with the women first. After the women, then the camp leaders, and we'll come to Nddc. We'll look at the table and draw out our plan. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Chief Benny Sotaro, PhD, Administrator, Presidential Amnesty Program, PAP. Thank you very much. I'd like to quickly recognize the presence of High Chief Bibo Pere Ajube, also known as General Shoot at Sight. Let's celebrate him, please. Thank you so very much for making the effort to be here today. Thank you. Our next speaker, I'd like to invite Senator Emmanuel Ibokesien, FNSE, former Senate Deputy Chief Whip and National Chairman, Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF, as he comes for his goodwill message. I plead with us to still use the 2 minutes, please. Senator Emmanuel Ibokesien, FNSE.
Maybe if you don't mind, I would like to speak when the Senate President is here. I like to speak because I'm speaking on behalf of PANDEF, and I would like to speak when the Senate President is here. I'll wait there. When the Senate President is here, that's when I want to speak.
Your request has been graciously granted, sir. Thank you. Now it is my singular honor and privilege to invite a man that needs little or no introduction. However, for the purpose of this event, I will introduce, to do his goodwill message, none other than Alhaji Mujahid Dokubo Asari Alabaridi Abali of Kalari Kingdom.
The Senate President, the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, the MD, the coordinator of the Amnesty Program, the president of my own organization, the George Youth Council, and all other participants here. I recognize all of you. Izo Kimemia, Kalavarie, Wala Wamna Walabia, Wamu Wamna Wamubia, Waki Wamna Wakibia. I thank all of you. Me, I'm going straight. They've said everything. They've spoken all the English. So the one that I will speak, I don't know which one I'm going to speak now. Now I want to say that I want to go to straight. We're not going to I and all those who believe in me, and those of you who are committed to the interests of the Niger Delta, we're not going to be part of any protest. It's as clear as that. If anybody have the right to protest, I also have the right to resist protest. Where your right stop, that's where my right begins. I am anti-protest. People will say that they've given him money. That's why he's talking this way. Oh yeah, now. Go take your own. Me, I don't take my own. Because a lot of people make these claims. And when they make this claim, you now start to hide. When they make this claim, you now start to be apologetic. We were all here. The same formula, the same pattern. When our brother was there, they protested. Today, another of our brother is there. They want to protest. It's the truth. When you allow yourself to be used, when you always bend their back for people to ride on you, they will continue to ride on you. Like the IYC president said, our needs included in their 10-point demands? No. So we are not important to them, but it's our resources that they want to share. We are not important to, but they want to share our resources. I want to say that me, I have the capacity. I'll be away, Keme. I have the capacity. If you carry your protest, come near me, you will collect. Those who brought anti-SARS protest and went to people, they collected from me woto. Everybody knows it. The government knows it. The security agent knows it. I gave them woto. Look, don't be deceived by flowery words. Don't be deceived by people's flowery words. Statements they make Look at their life. What have they done to impact on their society, on their environment? Not be today hospital no day for Buguma. Not be today hospital no day for Bonima. Not be today hospital no day for Calabari land. It has always been there. And I will not expect that my friend came 1 year after. I said because hospital no day for Buguma, we don't close since 1990 something, I should kick my friend out of power. I will not be part of it. These are anarchists. When you fail election, wait for another election season. It's 4 years. Go and sell yourself to the people. But you say you will not agree. After you have failed, you will continue. Then you are not patriotic. You are the problem of this country. You are not patriotic. You are the problem of this country. President Ahmed Bola Tinubu won this election against all odds. No candidate had gone through the travails that President Ahmed Bola Tinubu went through to win this election. Everything was against him, and he triumphed. Wait for your turn. See, let me tell you. Let me tell you one thing. Don't pretend about it. We are all sitting here peacefully. It will be good for you to visit Liberia, visit Somalia, visit Venezuela, visit Somalia, and ask those people. I was in Libya, I was a friend of Gaddafi, I lived in Libya. Libya was paradise. Today, Libya is hellfire. 90% of those who led this anarchy against Gaddafi, they are all dead. Let nobody deceive you that there will be peaceful protest. It's not a peaceful protest. It's a call to anarchy. Have you read the 10-point demand? A change of government. It's a change of government, a change of constitution, a change of this. Is that demand for good governance? That is a coup. And we have to resist. All of us, yes, people have been hungry. This is not the first time. And nobody is happy that people are hungry. We are all working so that people, the burden on the shoulder of the people will be lifted up and will be carried away. The president has done this, the president has done that, the president is doing this, is not doing that. When a government comes to power, we cease to be political party members. We cease to be PDP, we cease to be APC, we cease to be YPP, we cease to be any other party. We all now have a party called Nigeria. Party Nigeria, that's what we are. And we must all work. No religion says that you must pray for your government to fail. Anywhere you see a small thing for the government to fail, immediately you jump in. The government must fail. This government will not fail. This government will not fail. This government will stand. We might have differences. We must also tell those in government that if you are in government, you must not use your power in government to suppress the people and to cause anarchy. There are people in government say, now we deal, now we go deal with you. You know if you deal with me. You know if you deal with me. Me, you know if you deal with me, I they tell you. Now me, they tell you, say, no if you deal with me. So those who think they can deal with us, they should not spoil the government of Ahmed Bola Tinubu. Me, I know Ahmed Bola Tinubu. I have known him to his bedroom. And I know that there is no president that had come in this country that is like Ahmed Bola Tinubu. I'm not, all of you know me, I don't flatter people. In fact, I specialize in abusing people. So I don't flatter people. I don't. President Ahmed Bola Tinubu and Sammy Mbuku, Denis Otuaro, and others are people who were in the trenches with us. This is the first time a president that is one of us is in Aso Rock. And that's why we must support him. Because we know that he's dealing and interacting with people who do not understand what we went through, what we have. We have paid our price from June 12th to today. We have paid our price. We have gone to prison. We have been underground. We have been buried alive. We have every right to gain our respect. We are telling you, don't go. Look, what they want to do is to come here to blow pipelines, to intercept trucking, to intercept badges. You heard what happened in Imo State yesterday, where they killed police officers. That is what they want to do. And we must resist them. We must not allow them to bring their anarchy here. But if you get strong-head, you bring down. If you get strong-head, you bring down. I know be Tinubu, I know the government, I know be chief of army staff, I know be IG of police. If you do anyhow, you go see anyhow. Don't bring your protest here. This protest does not concern us. And anywhere where you are doing your protest, I did that you are doing your protest, I know that you are a threat to me, I will be a threat to you. That is it. I'm not going to romance my words. I'm not going to do CCCC with you. I am not a CC. My name is Mujahid Dokubasare, and I'm going to live up to my anything. No, I'm doing it because I believe that if I don't do it, my life will be in danger. The life of my children will be in danger. The life of my compatriot, all of you who are here, will be in danger. It is wrong for us to be part or even conceive these protests. Those who have lost the election should prepare for 2027. Thank you.
Please a round of applause for Alhaji Mujahid Dokubo Asari, the Alabo Idiabali. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I bring to the podium Senator Emmanuel Ibok Essien, former Senate Deputy Whip, Chief Whip, National Chairman Pandev. Please may I plead with everyone who is coming for goodwill message to stick to the 2 minutes. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, the Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, my dear brother, distinguished Senator Godswill Oboro-Kpavio, the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, distinguished senators, the Chairman of Nddc and the MD, and all other protocols duly and most respectfully observed. I bring you greetings from our leader, our elder statesman, Senator Chief Dr. Edwin Clark, who is presently receiving medical treatment abroad and cannot be here. I want to congratulate the Nddc for putting this meeting together, that we come to talk to our youths. About the protests which unknown faces are planning for the 1st of this month. I want us, the Niger Delta people, to know that when the Niger Delta people protested in 1999 for the passage of Nddc bill to override the president, other Nigerians did not join us. It was a Niger Delta affair, and we got. I want also to say that in 2005, at the National Political Reform Conference, when we protested as Niger Delta people for 25% derivation amount to be paid to Niger Delta, other Nigerians protest. There are many protests that we have done in the Niger Delta. The East-West Road, other Nigerians have not joined us. So why should we join in a protest at this point in time when we are having a president from the southern part of Nigeria that is trying to put Nigeria on the rightful path? Tough time never lasts, but tough people do. Why should we protest when we have the number 3 man in this country from Niger Delta? Why should we protest? Any protest, nobody knows the end of any protest. It may happen, and God forbids, that this protest leads to a change of government in a military coup, and the Constitution of Nigeria is suspended. It will impact more on the Niger Delta people, because the 30% we are deriving will be taken away from us. We knew how we fought to get the 30%. And if the Constitution of this country is suspended, that 13% may elude the Niger Delta people. I see, therefore, no sense in any Niger Delta person wanting to join the protest. Rather, if we have to protest, the Niger Delta people should protest that our oil blocks should be returned to us. The Niger Delta people should protest that the oil companies, the headquarters, should all be moved to the Niger Delta region. We should protest, if we have to protest, that all the oil companies, the Niger Delta people, should have majority share. We should protest, if we have to,
that Nddc Limited should be domiciled in the Niger Delta region. So we don't have any need to join any protest that will not benefit the Niger Delta region. So therefore, I want, as the apex body of this Niger Delta region, to appeal to all our youth and the people of Niger Delta not to join the protest. Let us treasure our own. Remember, a protest removed the #1 citizen of this country, our president, Goodluck Jonathan. It was a protest. We cannot remove Tinubu, who is a Southerner and a Senate President, the third man in this country, by a protest. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much. That was Senator Emmanuel Ibok, SAN FNSE, former Senate Deputy Chief Whip and National Chairman PANDEF. May I now invite to give his goodwill message Chief Edward Ikpopo, Chairman Ishekiri Leaders of Thought. May I once again remind us that please would like us to stick to the 2 minutes for the goodwill messages. Thank you.
The President of the Senate, please permit me to stand on existing protocols. The reason why we are gathered here today is very simple. It's to take a position on the proposed or intended protest scheduled for 1st of August 2024. The Shekiri Leaders of Thought, which is the apex body of the Shekiri ethnic nationality, we have taken stand on that and call on all our youth to dissociate themselves from the strike, from the proposed strike. Now, the reason for this is very simple. One, the organizers of this protest are faceless. We don't know them. They are mostly Nigerians in diaspora. The agenda is not clear. And some of the items they are demanding, like regime change, if implemented, can only lead to a chaos and anarchy. Now, let us not forget the Arab Spring of 2010 in North Africa, especially Libya. How almost all the countries in North Africa were thrown into turmoil. Until today, they have not fully recovered from it. We don't want Nigeria to suffer such fate. And so, the Shekiri people dissociate themselves from the proposed strike, and we call on all our youth and Niger Delta youth in general not to participate in the strike, because it's an invitation to anarchy. Thank you very much. Protest, rather.
Thank you very much, Chairman Ishekiri Leaders of Thought, Chief Edward Ekpoko. Our last but certainly not the least speaker for today's event is none other than Senator Ekpeyong Asukwo, Senate Committee Chairman on NDDC. Senator Ekpeyong, sir.
Your Excellency, God's will, Obodo Akpabio, the President of the Senate, Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu, the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to rest on the laid down protocols. My name is Asukwo Ekpeyong, Senator representing Cross River South and Chairman of the Senate Committee on NDDC. I will keep my remarks short because most speakers before me have dealt on all the issues. But I'd like to speak specifically to our population, the young men and women of the Niger Delta. The greatest asset of any nation is not in its vast agricultural resources, it's not in its mineral deposits, it's not even in its military might. It is in the people, its population, most especially the young people. Today in Nigeria, it is said that we have a population of 220 million people, growing at a rate of 3% per annum. What that means is, for every year, 6 million new Nigerians are born and added to our population. To put that into context, over the next 8 years, a population the size of England will be added to the Nigerian population of about an added population of about 50 million people. Our growth in terms of population is moving at geometric progression, whereas the development of our mineral resources, our agricultural resources, the creation of new economic opportunities for our people is not even moving at arithmetic progressions. I say all that to say this: the challenges we face in the nation today is not as a result of a one-year administration. Rather, it's as a result of successive administrations before failing to correct economic policies and intervene in the economy as they should. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had the political will on day one to correct the policies that were holding us back as a nation. On day one, he removed the oppressive and corrupt fuel subsidy regime, unified the exchange rate. Now, this, of course, has led to severe hardship on the people and the people of this region as well. The brunt of this hardship is being faced by us today, the present-day Nigerians. But if previous administrations had taken the time, decades and years ago, to correct some of these policies, we would not face what we are facing today. In all that, these challenges were met with a strong and resolute administration that has worked hard to intervene. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has intervened and created enough policies. If given time to germinate, we will see prosperity of not just the region, but Nigeria as a whole. The President has signed into law the Minimum Wage Act, which was passed expediently by the National Assembly, led by His Excellency God's will Obodo Akpabio. The President also launched the Nigerian Education Loan Fund. It has established a 110 billion Nigerian Youth Investment Fund, amongst many other initiatives today in Nigeria. The NDDC is following in the renewed hope agenda, in the same trajectory, by intervening in the lives of our young ones. The young people of Nigeria account for about 60% of the population. That is to say, about 130 million and above are under the age of 30. The strength of your population lies in a healthy population, healthy being of sound mind and sound body, a skilled and intelligent population. and one that can take advantage of the economic opportunities that are present and available to them. This is the work that this administration is attempting to do by intervening to create adequate economic opportunities for our young people. Today, the board of the Nddc is led by young people, with a young chairman, Mr. Chiedu Ebie, with a young MD, Dr. Sam Ogboku. And if to say maybe he has been providence, even at the National Assembly, the committees, both committees of the House and the Senate, are led by chairmen who are within the age of 30s, in their 30s. We are poised and determined to give the legislative backing and support to the Nddc to achieve its mission. Today, you have heard the launch of a youth internship program. This is a program we see the world over, where active job seekers are given an allowance while they seek for jobs. This is very complementary to the effects and the efforts of the federal government. And I want to say that if this is implemented as it has been designed, where 10,000 young men across the 9 states of the region, young men and women, are engaged and paid a stipend of 50,000 naira monthly over the next 12 months, and we understand this to just be the first phase, this will help to ameliorate the hardship that is being faced in the region. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, I want to say that young people of the region, we should shun violence, we should shun restiveness, we should rather engage in dialogue and direct engagement. And I pray that God continue to give us, the leaders of this region, the grace and the guidance to provide more economic opportunities for us all. May God bless us all. Thank you very much. On this note, it is my privilege and honor to invite the President of the Senate, His Excellency, God's will, Oboda Pabio, to the podium to give us his remarks. Thank you very much.
Please be seated. Some of the distinguished senators who are still around, you can come and join me so that the people of Niger Delta will see their representatives at the national level, including, of course, some members of the House of Representatives, led by the Deputy Speaker, the game changer, Right Honorable Ben Kallo. Great Niger Deltans, greatest Niger Deltans, great Nigerian students, greatest Pagba, greatest Bigwe, greatest Ansari Boguda. Let me, in a very special way, pay tribute to the Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives, my brother Ben Kallo, for driving all the way from Abia State, Bende, to be precise, to be here in person. I'm very grateful that you took this meeting very seriously. Let me also recognize all my senators, particularly the last speaker, Chairman, Senate Committee on Nddc. I want to pay special respect to the Chairman of the Niger Delta Development Commission, my brother, Ebi, and of course, Ebi Erada, and of course, the Managing Director, Sam Ogbogu, for this initiative. Our leaders, I will use Chief Asari Dokuba, Chief Ayiri, Senator Emmanuel Ibokesen, and my sister to represent the women, my sister Angio Briggs. I don't know when we start working together. We are still working together. Otherwise, why are we here together? The Amnesty Chief, my junior brother Dennis, and then all the directors, staff, and students who are on the Nddc scholarship, and Niger Deltans as a whole. This is a wonderful meeting. I had intended to speak, but when I came here and I listened to the speeches, I just felt that all I need to do is to adopt all speeches rendered here today. You know, many years ago, I think 2012 or thereabout, I was made Man of the Year in a silver bed, and I went to Lagos. And then something happened where I was sitting. They showed a film from BBC of a young boy with kwashiorkor. And they said this was from the Nigerian Civil War. I looked at the child, and suddenly I realized, I don't know how the organizers were able to find the way I looked during the Civil War. And they brought it and they showed it to me. I tapped my wife. I said, look at your husband. And she said, Tufiakwa. I said, no, that was me. That was the plight of the people of the Southeast and South-South. Then I turned to I won't mention, One Excellency and the wife sitting next to me. And they said that was fantastic acting, that it was Nollywood. So I got angry. When I got to the stage, I dropped my speech. Then I asked a question to all the gladiators of the Civil War at that time. They were all there. General Goran was there. General T.Y. Danjuma was there. General Obasanjo. Then our late brother, the Black Scorpion, was there. General Buhari, all of them were there. So I heard after the war we had the 3 R's. Rehabilitation, or let's say reconciliation, rehabilitation, and reconstruction. The other 2, or the first one, maybe reconciliation, happened in Eastern region, that is South, South, Southeast. But reconstruction did not start from here. So we never had anything. The region remained desolate. And our people started protesting that when we came back from the war, there was no hospital, there was no money, all the bank accounts were seized, properties had gone. The rest of Nigeria went to school. The rest of Nigeria received scholarships. The rest of Nigeria continued then to progress. What am I saying? Our youth kept agitating, and all the governments after government answered. The simple thing was that plans were in the pipeline to sort out the problems of Niger Delta. After decades of waiting, the youth decided to break the pipelines to bring out the plans. And so you heard about the Niger Delta imbroglio. President Yar'Adua came and settled the issue. And today, Niger Delta region is peaceful. I like to start from the speech by the president of Ijaw Youth Council, Jonathan Lekobri. He said he took a look at the demands of the current protesters, those wishing to protest, and there was nothing inside that talked about the Niger Delta region. The East-West Road was not there. Calabar to Odukwane Road that nobody can pass was not there. The construction of the 13 kilometers between Ogoni all the way down to Calabar to end at Hawkins was not there. That was a contract given a long time before I even became a minister. You take a look, even Yenegua, coming all the way to Port Harcourt, was not there. From Efurum, close to Warri, right down here, we have no road. The Niger Delta is bedecked by problems even on the way to the atmosphere. Many people are suffering from cancer. Cancer of the throat till today. That was not part of the agenda of those proposing the protest. Ogoni cleanup was not part of this protest. So I was happy when I started seeing Niger Delta youth, Southeast youth, speaking out that in this particular protest, since you have gone as far as including change of government, our hands are not there. We will not go out and protest. The 9 states of Niger Delta region have resolved collectively that they will not be part of this so-called proposed anarchy that people call protest. If I'm speaking your mind, those in support say aye, and those against say nay. The ayes have it. So here we are. We will go about our normal businesses, but we should not take it for granted that some who live amongst us will not try to use the situation to foment trouble, to loot people's shops. Up till today, the president of Kenya, Ruto, is still crying. If I watched him yesterday, asking his people, do you want me to resign? What do you want me to do to stop this anarchy? Nigerians are very ingenious. Sometimes we are copycats. Somebody has seen what happened in Kenya and wants to bring the same here. Even when there was a levy that was imposed by the National Assembly recently on all transactions in the bank, before the implementation, there was an outcry, and President Tinubu immediately suspended that levy, or you may call it taxation. So you have a man who is a listening president, a man who feels the pains of Nigerians. Of course, everybody knows that subsidy on petroleum products would have killed us. Nigeria was living on life support before this administration came. And for Niger Delta people, particularly the South people of Nigeria, it was 45 years ago that any president or any government considered you for a number 3 position. That was late Senate President Joe Wires. 45 years after, now your son has been considered as Senate President. Is this a time for strike? No. Is this a time for protest? No. You are now on the table. So I can answer somebody who spoke here about the Calabar, Lagos or Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road. I made a plea in Lagos. It should also be started in the South-South so that we can join up in the middle. And the president approved that. You were there. So it's commencing from South-South. This September, I will be there to join the president to flag off the construction of the coastal road from South-South. That will now go and join up. The president is doing a lot. Even the road that starts from Badagry all the way to Sokoto has about 34 dams and can change the agricultural fortunes of Nigeria. As a young student, I withdrew from the university twice because I did not have money to feed. I didn't have money to pay school fees. But today, we now have students' loans. Even the provision there is to the effect that if you do not have a job within 5 years, then you don't have to pay the loans.
So Nigerian students, Nigerian youths, you couldn't have had a better president. You couldn't have had a better time. But people are there attempting to use the situation of hunger. In 10 years, the whole of Northwest entered, and under the last administration, it was extended to the Northwest, where bandits were killing people from Zamfara. Those who are doing mining, nobody could enter the farm. What do you think was going to be the result? Food insecurity. And what has this president done? He has lifted all restrictions on import of food. Every food that comes into Nigeria now is protected, no import duties, so that people can eat. And then Niger Delta Development Commission, I had to take over the road between Ibno and Eket that Niger Delta Nddc messed up for 13 years. As a governor, I took over the road. And out of anger, I started dualizing it with 4 bridges and go there. Nddc was not known for anything good. Almost everybody in the villa and in Abuja had one IPC or the other to be paid in Niger Delta, not Niger Delta people. So I want to thank Sam Opoku and your team that now you are going to spend Niger Delta money on Niger Delta and Niger Delta people, and not the other way around. You commissioned Okitupupa in Ondo State, substation, started by Nddc 14 years ago. And what happened? The people of 5 local governments in Ondo State had no light for 14 years before you became the managing director. You commissioned the bridge that links Ibno all the way to Eastern Obolo and then to the East-West Road. I'm like you, a transformer. When I became a minister of Niger Delta, I moved the headquarters from Aba Road down to the present site that was started by Chief A.K. Horsfall in 1994. Within 2 years, I finished the 13-story building that you are now enjoying. Yes, very uncommon. And there is something you need to know. You will be surprised that even the headquarters of Nddc on Aba Road was not connected to the national grid. Every month, you will see all sort of, I'm not against women, no. You see all sort of young, fine girls coming for a small paper, 300 million, 400 million to supply diesel. And the MD will smile and see them off to the lift. So the total amount spent on diesel alone ran into billions in a year. But it would have taken about 26 million or under 200 million to connect that building to the national grid. It was not done in 21 years. Well, before we left there, I made sure it was connected to the national grid. Where our leader, Chief A.K. Horsfall, or Chief E.K. Clark comes from, Gabodun, the whole of that area, the roads were given out over 17 years, not done. We used pavement. I completed 11 kilometers of concentric roads around his area. You have school hostels spread across Niger Delta. One of them was Aroyo. When we completed it, about 2,200 students moved in. So you have a job to do for Niger Delta. Don't be tired of seeing me. Last month, you called us to stakeholders meeting. I came. This time you said, come for interactive session for us to launch a scheme to empower unemployed youth of Niger Delta. Less than 1 month, I'm here. If you call me in August for another progressive venture, I will be there. I'll be there. I will abandon everything in Abuja because for the first time, I've seen an administration in Nddc that is not fighting itself, that is not giving loan to directors, and then doing the job that the people would have done, sharing the job among themselves. In fact, the legal advisor that read the communique here is a Niger Deltan. I'm sure you know that for over 22 years, whoever was in charge of legal was from Kebbi State or somewhere else. Yes, I'm not against Nigeria. I'm very much for Nigeria. I'm a Nigerian. I'm a number 3 citizen in Nigeria. But I'm a Niger Deltan first. I'm from this region first. And it used to sadden me. You have to be angry. You have to be angry over the situation that we have found ourselves. No road, even on land or on water. In Bayelsa, you need to do a lot of land reclamation in order to give the people a place to live. When Cameroon opens its tap, the dam, it sweeps away many villages in Bayelsa and they die. Is that not enough for us to protest? But nobody has protested. Even if you protest, nobody will join you. So what is this protest about? I saw a young boy from Ekiti State jumping on television. And I just said, well, I'm not against any other state, but I'm only saying that the resources for the protest will come from Niger Delta. Am I right? This time we will not join them. We will protect our resources. It will take over a decade to repair the damage done in Kenya. Nigeria cannot go the same way. And also when we have a president who is not only a listening president, but who is very intelligent. In fact, when he was governor of Lagos State, he had less than 600 million a month as internally generated revenue. The policies he put in place today, Lagos gets over 60 billion a month as internally generated revenue. Give him a chance, be patient. And some people said, how long? I said, even if you have to take as long as it took you to make Nigeria to get to this point. So my people in Niger Delta region, mine is to thank you for the speeches I heard here. I want to thank my sister, Angel Brace. I want to say happy birthday to you. I think yesterday was your birthday. You can see that happy birthday to you. You can see I'm still following up. That means we are still working together. So, my dear MD, we are setting up today what you call CIC. That is Communique Implementation Committee, to look at all the things that the stakeholders decided upon. The CIC will amplify our voices and our concerns and will address most of the issues of the region and will take the communique to the president. The Niger Delta youth are torchbearers of the future and they hold immense potential. In recognition of the efforts and the peaceful nature of our youth, the Nddc has devised a youth internship scheme with a provision of a monthly stipend of 50,000 naira per youth that doesn't have a job. And yet said it is starting immediately. And you are starting with about 10,000 youths. I must say, the management of Nddc, this is a stroke of a genius. It is an investment in the right direction, a dream come true for our people. We will support you through nothing but budgeting. By the way, I'm not supposed to say it here. Nddc was not getting its fair share from the federal government. I hope you know that. But of course, you know, under me, as the Senate President, we have gone to 1 or 2 places, and your fair share shall be given to you. In fact, they told me that I should not come back to Abuja without a letter of demand from you. Whatever the federal government was owing us, they will give all to you. It's not only a function of saying, of course, the budget of Nddc never got to 900 billion. But today the budget is 1.9 trillion. What does that mean? It means this is not the time to protest. This is the time for you to see the dividends of democracy. The president has also done something great. He has looked at the plight of other regions ravaged by insecurity. So the National Assembly has passed the Northwest Development
Development Commission.
Northwest Development Commission. He has signed that into an act of parliament. So we now have a Northwest Development Commission. We now have also something that should have been done after the Civil War. We now have a Southeast Development Commission. We did it in the National Assembly, and the president immediately signed and said, yes, that region requires serious attention. So I met one of the governors, and he told me categorically that there will be no single protest in the whole of Southeast. So even the states of Southeast that are part of Niger Delta, Abia, Imo, have all resolved that there will be no protest in their domains. And the other parts, the Enugu and others, have also resolved that for even that gesture of recognizing the need to turn the Southeast into a special development area, that they will not protest. They will not protest. This is not the time for protest. So actions have been taken by the government to do everything possible to meet the needs of the people, because we recognize the difficult times. So as the Senate President, I want to appeal to all Nigerian youths to give this administration an opportunity for most of the policies to mature. And even the one that should have pleaded with you, when somebody said, if you impregnate a child, the child will not deliver the same day. But I believe you, the Deputy Speaker said so, but if you impregnate a woman, that a woman will not deliver the same day, but I know that she'll be pregnant the same day if you impregnate her. Is somebody listening to me? But it will take her about 9 months for the child to come. So the whispers of our nation is already receiving attention. The economic challenges are known by the president, because all of us feel the impact of what is happening now. But we are aware that it will be for a short while. The specific issues faced by the Niger Delta must be contained in that communique, because we are going to make it available to Mr. President. The ones that need legislation will come to us. The ones that need intervention will go to Nddc. The ones that need more money will go to the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I assure you that those issues will be addressed. MD, I want to thank you for what you said. You said, we are not interested in regime change. Let us own this government. Those who want to protest can protest, but let us be there eating. Am I right? I must thank Niger Delta. So, in conclusion, we acknowledge the fact that the impact of oil and gas activities in our region has done immeasurable damage to our people. It reshaped our lives, it reshaped our economy, it reshaped our environment. So we must expedite action to address those concomitant socio-economic issues that have arisen as a consequence. Be rest assured that the Tinubu administration will release the necessary funds for critical projects in the Niger Delta region, and will ensure that the needs of our people and our dreams are realized. Let me take a moment again to no weapon fashioned against this microphone shall prosper. You see, the protesters have already started, because they know Niger Delta has pulled out. So they have already started protesting. For me, in conclusion, I see a nation under President Tinubu adorned with vibrant colors, a tapestry woven with threads of unity, resilience, and determination. For Niger Delta, I see a people like the mighty baobab tree, standing tall and unyielding, rooted in the rich oil of her heritage, reaching towards the heavens with faith, reminding us of the boundless opportunities that lie ahead of us. I see the sun breaking through the stormy clouds, casting its radiant rays upon our nation, Nigeria. I see the Almighty God illuminating the path of progress, beckoning on us to rise above the darkness that seems to pervade the nation today. I see a flame in the hearts and minds of our people that refuse to be extinguished, burning with unquenchable passion, igniting the spirit of innovation and enterprise. Despite the challenges and threats, I see Nigerians like eagles soaring high above the mountains, spreading their wings, defying gravity, and soaring in the limitless sky of dreams. I see our beloved nation, a beacon of peace and stability. Nigeria shall and will never be like Kenya, radiating its light across the African continent. Our resolve to overcome our adversity, serving as inspiration to nations in West Africa, far and wide. So in the face of today's despair, the Niger Delta Development Commission has provided succor to the first set of 10,000 children with a sum of 50,000 naira per month in order to cushion the effect of the hardship. And it is my singular privilege to now formally launch the Nddc Youth Internship Scheme in name of God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. So we can see, MD, I'm very delighted. Niger Deltans. I don't know whether it was Chief Asari Dokubo that made that statement. In the Anglican Church, one bishop was attempting to address the congregation, and he wanted to start with a song. When he opened the songbook, he realized that he had forgotten his glasses at home. So he shouted, "My eyes are blind and I cannot see." And the congregation responded, "My eyes are blind, I cannot see." And the man shouted, "I forgot my glasses at home." And they answered, "I forgot my glasses at home." And he said, you fools, who told you to sing?" And they answered, you fools, who told you to sing? My eyes are blind and I cannot see. In the Niger Delta we can see. To God be the glory. Asawana! Great Niger Deltans! Greatest Nigerian students!
A resounding round of applause for the very uncommon Senate President of Nigeria. Please, may I respectfully ask that the Senate President snaps with some stakeholders who are here before he
Excellency, the Senate President, let me on behalf of the Niger Delta Development Commission, the staff, management and board of the commission, thank you for gracing this occasion. The Deputy Speaker, we want to use this opportunity to appreciate you for coming, and all participants. Thank you for participating in the one-day conference of sensitization of all the ethnic nationalities, the youth and the women groups in Niger Delta. We want to thank you for participating. We want to thank you for showing up. We want to say that our vision will not be part of the protest. We want to say that we have paid our own price. We have paid our own dues of several protests in Nigeria. Until we see something concrete that will benefit the Niger Delta, we will not be part of the protest. So let me use this opportunity to say thank you to all of us and joining messages as we go back to our different states. Bravo, Niger Delta. God bless you all.
Thank you very much. Easy band, hold it, hold it, hold it. Your Excellencies, invited guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we wish to thank everyone for paying kind attention to participating in today's conference. At this point, I want to ask that I want to also specially recognize all Ogonians, the leadership of COSOP, past and present, and